right, let's start with our switch kicks. Or our switch legs, I'm sorry, switch legs. Just back and forth, keep those hands up. So we're getting a good workout. We'll review some of our basic techniques. And then we'll work with our bang bang ni, our sticks. So we'll do some of that. We'll work on some new strikes. Keep it going, keep those hands up at arm base. Great job, everyone. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now, this one is, I call spider push-ups. So we're going to get down just like this, kind of like a backward push-up. My hands are pointed towards my feet. And then I'm just going to bend my elbows up and down. Just like that. Now, it starts out pretty easy. But after a while, I guarantee you'll start feeling it. Just up and down. There you go. Now you might start feeling it by this point. Just do the best you can. And keep breathing in and out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Let's stand up. Let's work a little bit with our legs. So get our hands up in guard position, squat, and kick. We're squatting and then do a front kick. So this is what it looks like from the side. Notice I'm bending my knees. And if anybody has knee problems, just don't bend them quite as much. Just go down a little bit. Do what you can do.
Oh, what do we have?
But focus on those kicks. Chamber kick, re-chamber before you set it back down. Do it nice and easy. Don't rush it.
Got Mason.
Yes. Important thing is to focus on your technique and doing it well. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now the next one, you can do regular push-ups if you don't have this available, but if you have a chair or a couch, we're going to do elevated push-ups. So if you have something to use for it, go ahead and use it. If not, you can just do regular push-ups, okay? So I'm going to do elevated push-ups because I have that option. And go ahead and start doing as many push-ups as you can before I call time.
Come on, keep doing push-ups.
Make sure you keep breathing. Keep your body straight.
That's tough, isn't it?
Oh yeah, if you're doing the elevated ones, you really start feeling it fast.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, go ahead and stop. Shake those arms out a bit. Okay, now we're going to work a little bit on our punching and kicking, and then we'll do some stretching. So start with your hands up. We're going to do the other side. So jab, cross, front kick. Do it from side, jab, cross, front kick. Hi, Mason. Jab, cross, front kick. Jab, cross, front kick. Go at your speed.
Go slow here. There you go. Back up a little.
Make sure your hands come right back to your arm base after punching. Don't let those hands drop.
Remember.
Focus on your breathing.
Kicked.
Good, now switch sides. Let's switch to the other side. Same thing. Jab, cross, front kick.
I'm not. I'm not.
He knows how to. He knows how to break.
That's it. Jab, cross, front kick. 5, 4, 3, 2, And 1, good. Do some scissor arms. Good, now just roll your shoulders backwards. And now roll your shoulders forwards. Good, all right, now take a deep breath and stretch down. Exhale as you stretch down, keep your legs straight. Okay, then reach up, take a deep breath, and exhale as you go down. Good, reach up one more time, deep breath. Exhale as you go down. Nice job, everyone. All right, go ahead and stand up, feet apart, and down for our frog stretch. So hands are flat, feet are flat. I'll get kind of at an angle so you can see a little bit better. Now stretch your legs up, but keep your hands on the floor. Keep taking nice deep breaths. And then back down to frog stretch. And then back up to mountain stretch. And one more time with our frog stretch. And one more time with the mountain stretch. All right, last one. Stretch your legs as far as you can in a karate stretch. Keep them straight, but don't overdo it. You want to just challenge yourself enough with the stretch, but you don't want to overstretch either. Keep taking nice deep breaths. All right, walk it in. All right, let's go through some of our basic techniques. So we'll start with our blocks, and then we'll go through our kicks, and then I have a new technique called a 9-hand strike that we'll be learning today. So let's start with our low block. So again, we're in a front stance. The way that you get in a front stance, put your feet a little more than shoulder width apart. Step out with one leg. This knee is bent. Back leg is straight. This hand comes up by your ear, and this hand just points down. It's like it's pointing down where your block's going to go. And then we block across our leg. So if you have someone who's training with you, that person can hold a pillow for you to block, and that kind of helps understand the action of the block. But if you don't have somebody to help you, that's okay. You can just practice just the block. Imagine that somebody's trying to take out your leg and you're protecting your leg. Okay, good. Now let's put that foot back. Let's step out with our other leg. This knee is bent, back leg is straight. Again, this hand comes up by the opposite ear. This hand points down. And again, we're blocking down, protecting that front leg. That's what we're protecting with the low block. Something that's coming low. Just like that. Now, if I have upper body rotation, that gives me a little extra power with my block. So if you understand the block, you can start trying to use that upper body rotation for extra power. Okay, good. Now, let's go into our high block. Let's just do just a regular stance, just like this. So remember our high block, I'm gonna get up closer so you can see. I'll kneel down, but you go ahead and stand up. So our arm goes across and up and block. Cross and block. So just do it slow. It's more important to understand the movement. And then in just a minute, I'll go through and look at everybody and see how your high blocks are looking. Low block's pretty easy to grasp. But if you need some help with your high block, I can do that for you. All right, so Mr. I, let me cycle through and look at everybody's high blocks. Let's start with Miss Kim. Great, that's looking good. Nice hand position, keeping the wrist straight. That looks very nice. All right, so let's go over to Paul. Nice, Paul. Way to make sure that hand is going across. That is fantastic. All right, let's go over to Juan. Let's see it, Juan. Let's see your high block. There you go. Hey, you're getting the idea. Okay, so do it with me for just a moment. Okay, so start here. Let's go slow, just like that. You're getting the idea? It's just using both hands at the same time. That's the tricky part. And as we practice, we'll get better and better. All right, good job, Juan. Let's go over to Mason. Let's see how he looks with his high blocks. All right. Okay, good. I like that you're getting those blocks up and high there, Mason. Now, do it with me for a minute. Go ahead and stop. I want you to do it with me. Let's go across and up. See how my arms make an X? So make sure that your arms are making an X before you block. So they're making a nice X, and then they block up. All right, good job. Okay, let's move on to our inner forearm block, and then we'll get into our kicks. So inner forearm block, we'll get into a middle stance. Middle stance, we point our toes forward, bend the knees. This hand we'll start with, it's on the bottom. The other hand starts on top. Top hand comes back. Inner forearm block. Let's do it at the same time, just like that. It's also called a muscle block. Just remember, the hand that's blocking always starts on the bottom. And that's one good way of remembering it. Good, now let's switch hands. Now this one will go on the bottom, the other one goes on top. And now we'll block the other direction. Now this blocks a technique that's coming towards your head. Now we don't want to block too high because then that leaves the ribs open, okay? So that's why this is a perfect position right here. So that way I can still protect my ribs, but it's high enough to protect my head. Good, so that's our inner forearm block. Now let's get into our kicks. So we practice a little bit with our front kicks at the beginning of class. Now there's two kinds of kicks I want to talk about today. There's a number 1 front kick and a number 2. Now, the reason why they have numbers, and I'm fairly close to them, I would want to kick with my front leg. That's a number 1 kick, okay? So if something's fairly close, that has to do with our distance, number 1 kick. Now, if I'm a little bit farther away, that number 1 kick won't reach anymore, so that's why I need to use the back leg for a number 2. Okay, so my back leg, number 2. Okay, so now let's work on that just a little bit. So get into your front stance, put your feet a little more than shoulder width apart. Step out with this foot, hands up. Loki, feed it. He keeps wanting to get in the show. I don't know, he really likes being on TV for some reason. All right, so when we'll practice with our 1 and practice with our 2, and then I'll call out some numbers and see if you guys can remember. Okay, so ready? Number 1. Just keep doing that number 1 kick. So you're kicking with the front leg. You're up close to something. And now number 2, that's when we kick with the back leg. All right, now let's mix it up a little bit. Number 1, number 2. Number 2, number 1. Number 2. Number 2. Number 2. Number 1. Number 1. Number 2. Good, and everybody's set. Raise your hand if you were able to keep up with the different number of kicks. Raise your hand. That's fantastic. Good job, everyone. Okay, now let's go through our side kick. So our side kick, we start in a middle stance. We're bringing our knee up in the front, and then we're kicking sideways. So that way I was kicking towards my TV set. Okay, now this way, I'm kicking toward my staircase. So my knee comes up front, and I kick sideways. Okay, so go ahead and try your side kicks. Knee comes up in the front and kick sideways. And let's go ahead and look at everybody's side kicks. There you go, Kim. There, hey, good, you're getting that chamber re-chamber. Very nice. Hey, Paul, that's a great front kick. Can you show me how you can kick sideways? Show me your side kick. Oh, there we go. We're getting it. Okay, let's go over to Juan. Oh, let's see it, Juan. Wow, you've got a great chamber. Way to get that knee up there. That's fantastic. Now let's look over at Mason. Let's see it, Mason. Hey, nice. Way to get that kick up high. All right, now Mason, I'm gonna, let's go through this for just a moment. This will help everybody. So let's pin me up again. So remember, we're kicking sideways, okay? So my base foot, I want to pivot away from my kick. That's going to help. Keep the opposite hand up by your face. That helps with balance. I lift my knee up nice and high, and I'm kicking with my heel towards my target. Okay, just like that. So I'm kicking sideways. Mr. I, could you come on out here, sir? Might help if they see some perspective, okay? If I could have you get on this side. Okay, so I pivot, pick up my knee, and I'm kicking Mr. I, just like that. Now, my foot position, thank you, Mr. I. Now, my foot position, I'm keeping my foot sideways. So I'm here. See how my foot is sideways? That's the foot position. So just something to work towards, just so you understand the mechanics of it. All right, now everybody go ahead and stop. Let's work on our knife hand strikes. And then we'll get into our bang bang knee. Okay, so get into the middle stance, point your toes forward, knees bent. Make your hand nice and flat. Cover your opposite ear. Other hand goes underneath. This hand comes back, and this hand just slices. That's why we call it a knife hand strike. It's like you're slicing with it. So reset, cover your ear, and slice. Just like that. And if you have somebody who can help you, they can hold a pillow for you. And the part that you're hitting with is this part of your hand. You don't want to hit the fingers because that hurts. You want to use this part of your hand when striking a target, okay? So keep going, cover the ear, and slice. Make sure you look where you're striking. Okay, now let's take the other hand, make it nice and flat, cover your opposite ear, and now we're going to strike the other way. And again, this is called knife hand strike. All right, great. Everybody go ahead and stop. Now go ahead and pull out whatever stick that you have for use for your weapon for today. So go ahead and pull that out. Okay, so let's start with the lines that we've already been through. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, drop to the side. 5 is hitting the side of the leg, drop to the other side. 6, is hitting the other side of the leg. Then, let's just go through 1 through 6, and then we're going to add a few more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we have our twirl at the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and twirl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and twirl. Now let's add to it. So 7 is a groin strike. So all we do is come around and underneath right there. Then the top of the head strike, that's number 8. And then 9 is a jab. So I'm stabbing, like I can go for the face, I can go for the throat, or I can go for the stomach. Okay, so there's multiple places that I can jab. So again, so we have our number 7, 8, 9. 9 is our stab. Then we can roll it. 7, 8, 9. And our roll. Now let's put it all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And roll. All right, I'm gonna watch everybody do this for a moment, so we'll scroll through and then we'll wrap this up. Yeah, good job, Kim, that was it. All right, let's look at Paul and looks like Fabian joined us. All right, good job, Paul. All right, let's go ahead and look at Juan. All right, let's see it, Juan. Ooh, he's looking fierce. Yeah, that was awesome. Good job, Juan. All right, let's look at Mason. All right, that's okay, that's okay. Let's go through the last few that we learned today. So remember, we have our groin strike, over the head strike, and stab. So again, groin strike, head strike, stab. Groin strike, head strike, stab. 7, 8, 9. And then I can twirl it if I want to. 7, 8, 9. And I can twirl it. All right, great job today, everyone. Let's go ahead and pause the video if it's